The CX7 is Mazda's baby SUV. It's a practical family wagon, not a pretend off-roader. Great dynamics are a plus, but you might not enjoy the turbo petrol engine's prodigious thirst. To find out more, here's car advice road tester, Paul Marrick. The turbo petrol engine's not the only tool in the shed here, though, is it?
Yeah, that's it. You've got the option of going for a 2.5 litre naturally aspirated four-cylinder.
That's a petrol engine, not quite as thirsty.
That's right, and it sits at the lower end of the price bracket at just $33,000. Or for the diesel punters, you can go for the 2.2 litre turbocharged diesel engine, which is only available in a manual transmission.
So you don't have to have the turbo. There's actually 3 engines in the range. What's the pick?
Look, I'm a big fan of the 2.3 litre turbo. It provides sports car performance, great handling, and look, while the fuel consumption is fairly thirsty, if you're light on the throttle, it's not too bad, with our test car averaging around 12 to 13 litres per 100 k's.
And the diesel? How does that go?
Look, the diesel's got plenty of torque, and it's surprising when you consider the car's weight. The diesel pulls it along nicely, and the gearbox is great to use. It's slick shifting, and the clutch is light with, it's capable for anyone to drive.
What about the rest of the vehicle as a driver's car? Because Mazda hangs its hat off zoom zoom, and they're pretty good with their small cars. They're very sharp dynamically. Does that translate into these bigger SUVs?
Surprisingly, it does. You can still fit your family inside the car and head up a mountain to thrash it around a bit. The brakes hold up well, the steering's really impressive, and the handling, is fantastic. So they've done a great job with this. And if you really need that extra bit of room, you can go for the CX9, which has a V6 engine in.
Now here's the news flash. We don't have very good roads in Australia, and how does the ride quality hang up on our, second-rate roads?
It's good, could be a little bit better. Obviously being sports oriented, it's a little bit firmer, so when you hit the bumps you really feel it jarring through the cabin. But it's bearable, and certainly something that wouldn't hinder your opinion of the car.
Okay, what's the accommodation like in the second row?
It's not too bad. It won't be for adults. You'll find that you'll be a little bit squished if you stick a taller mate in the back there, but it's great for kids and even teenagers. I think you'd comfortably fit 3 abreast.
You're sitting in the driver's seat, you're hanging onto the wheel. Do you like everything about that, or is the inside,
It's fantastic. It's surprising the colours that they use and just the way they light up all the instrumentation. It's really a great place to be, and certainly a funky design. It really gives a breath of fresh air to this sector.
Only fantastic. Well, some of those cars in the SUV segment, there's plenty of choice, 20-something vehicles in compact SUV. What else do you shortlist if you're in the market for a CX7?
Well, the more premium stuff includes Tiguan, which you can get with a 2-litre turbo. You can then go to X-Trail. You've got so many options there. Even Outlander has the paddle shifters now for sportier driving. There really is so much choice there. But the Mazda is definitely the short straw in terms of handling and the prowess of the engine.
Even compared to a Tiguan, because it's got all that European cachet, how does it compare directly with a Tiguan?
It's really good. The Japanese really know how to make a great car, and Mazda, they've just been improving their design recently so much that it's such a brilliant looking car, and they've really managed to refine it and make it really sharp looking.
Come on, mate, there's got to be something you don't like apart from the fuel consumption.
It's a little bit hard to see out the back, but you've got parking sensors and a reversing camera for that, and the satellite navigation is a bit fiddly as well, which I wasn't a big fan of.
Satellite navigations generally, though, if they're fitted to the car, they're 10 times the price of a TomTom, and you can't take them with you when you go to a strange city by air, right?
Yeah, that's it. So it is a little bit silly to pay that much money for a sat-nav, but on that same token, it's nice to see it integrated into the dash.
I asked that question to Mazda at the recent Mazda 6 launch, and I put it to them just like that, and their answer was the reason it's there is because people want that. So I guess there's a demand out there in the marketplace, and if you're a company, you'd be a mug not to feed that demand.
Exactly right, and it does look a bit cheap when you have a sat-nav hanging off the centre of your windscreen. I like the way that they integrate it and make it look finished.
Thanks, Paul. That was Paul Marrick on the Mazda CX7, and if you don't mind the thirst, there might be a few good reasons to own that car. You can read the full CX7 review, download the specifications, add your comments, and even get a quote from a Mazda dealer. Just follow the links on this page.